Okay, today I would like to share with you a very short testimony. It's a very long story, but I just want to bring this part with you because I want you to know that you can do self deliverance. You can free yourself when you pray. If you commit, you can do it because there's nothing too hard for God. So it was years ago. I had something in my belly. That thing was loud and strange. It was making strange sounds. It was in during my grade 12 times. I felt this thing in my belly moving, but you know how it started was like there were few days where I didn't feel any movement in my belly, like I couldn't feel my intestines. Like when I was drinking water, there was no sound. When I was eating, no sound. So I was like, I haven't heard my intestines in a while. What's happening? Because I'm eating. What's happening? It was quiet. Like for me to even recognize that there was something strange, I believe God was helping me to recognize I was in that cult church by then. And so I carry on, like I thought maybe this thing would just stop somehow, but it continued to be loud. And I remember this thing was like very disturbing. It made very disturbing sounds. And by that time, if I would just like maybe I want to go out when I'm around people, it'll make different and scary sounds. But when I'm home and I'm alone, there would be no sound. It was like something that makes me to stay away from being with people. When I was with my family, there was nothing like that. But if I go out to be with people, it was very loud. It was like disturbing and scaring, and it was just making me feel uncomfortable. So that was like something that was encouraging me to stay home, but I didn't stay home. So I had to go to school. And I remember during that time, I was 18. I think I was dating, and so yeah, I was dating, and there was this guy. When I want to go and meet him, I remember that time I felt my body fuming up, like it's feeling so strange inside of my body. And when I reached him, the sounds it made, it was worse. It made so strange sounds to the point that I was like, hey, I need to go back home because, like, what is this? It made so scary, strange sounds that I felt so uncomfortable to the point that I was like, I need to go home because it made me feel like it was very loud and scary, but my mind couldn't think of demonic thing. I thought there was something wrong with my belly, and didn't tell the church. So fast forward, I came out of that occult church and I received Jesus Christ. After I received Jesus Christ, I began to pursue righteousness. After that, I remember the first church where I received Jesus Christ, there was a certain woman who was assisting the pastor of the church. She prayed for me and she said, this thing will be gone. I hoped it did, but the thing didn't leave. So the whole year they prayed for me, the thing was still in my belly, making strange sounds. So I was like telling myself, I'm going to be home anyway because I don't want to be humiliating myself because it's strange. Like if you can be, imagine in your group of people and you're just quiet and the only thing that is loud is your stomach. It's very sad and scary. So I felt like if I have to go to school, I have to quickly come back home. And it was also loud sometimes in school, but it was not too much. It was more disturbing when I was like, especially when I say I'm going to meet my boyfriend. But after being born again, I decided to take a different road. So I was being more home, and it was just like going to school, come back. Yeah, I was going to college and coming back, so I didn't have much of issues. And it was like, because I was at Boston, you can just go home and come back fast, you see. So fast forward, I remember this one guy, he took me to his church. The pastors prayed. They did pray for me. And he said, believe it, this thing is going to leave you. I'm like, okay, I had hopes. After these long hours, he prayed for me. Nothing happened. Nothing. It's just like this thing in me is just wanted to like laugh. For the first time, I could hear voices about, especially when they say they want to deliver me, I could hear some voices persuading me that this thing is not living. And it was like it wanted to laugh at the pastor. And I was like, what is this in me? and I was born again by that time. And so fast forward again, I started to attend another different church. After attending a different church, I told the pastor about it, that I had something in my stomach. And the pastor began to pray and pray and pray. He's like, yo, let me tell you something. He started to tell me to focus on God and grow closer to God. And I should believe that I'm free. Okay, I said, okay. But how can I? Because I can still feel the thing inside my belly. And so I was taken to another prophet. The pastor was so heartbroken that he couldn't deliver me. Many tried to pray for me, they failed. But there's something in my heart. There was something in my heart. I didn't think like they failed. I thought like none of these people are able to help me, but I didn't blame them. I was like, it's God's fault. I was blaming God for everything. I was like, he can deliver me, so he's not, because he doesn't want to. So what did I do? I carry on with my life. Like I said, if this is part of me, it's part of me. And then there was this man of God who scared me to death. Like he said, you have to come so I can pray for you. Because if you don't, if you will have a child, the child will have the same thing that is in your belly. I said, what? He said, if that thing in your belly is a snake, your child will have it too. I was scared. I lived my life with something in my belly that I couldn't get it out of my body. And someone is telling me, if that thing is a snake, I was scared. I was very scared, because what was I supposed to do? Like to wrench it out of my body? What was I supposed to do? Because I was stressed out. The man couldn't deliver me. I decided that I'm going to block the pastor, because he was scaring me. How am I supposed to process that a snake was in my belly? So I continued to go to churches. Pastor was telling me to keep reading the word and spending time with God. I was praying in tongues. The first time when I was praying a lot, there was something like would be like strangling my body, to the point like instead of continue praying, I felt like yo ngathi ngiyatsabuka or something like that. I felt like ngathi kunento being it was like, yeah, it was pressing me down, and I was unstable. So after that, fast forward, I had given up on praying or asking God to get this thing out of my body. I was like, yeah, it's fine. And I was not actually having a good relationship with God. I was listening to him, but I was not really trusting him. I was like blaming him a lot. So fast forward, one day I was sitting on the couch and God said, command that thing to come out of your body. I was like, yeah, right. Pastors prayed for me. I prayed about this for so long. What would be different about this time? But I just thought, like Peter said, like, let me just pray to prove to God that this thing is not going to leave. And guess what? I commanded that thing that moment. And that thing left my body from that very moment. After some few minutes, I started to feel my intestine again. When I was drinking water, I could feel the sound now. Like something has shifted. I was like, it looks like God has proven me wrong instead, because I was sure that I was proving him wrong. So I'm sharing with you this testimony to show you that they tried to help me. They failed, not because they hated me or anything or something like that. That walk helped me to grow closer to God, to the point that I love to teach people to learn how to pray rather than depending on someone else's prayer. So I hope this testimony blesses you. God bless you. Mwah.